Last week, Robert served as our Toastmaster for the meeting, and his message stressed the importance of humor and communication. Today, Nancy will take that theme even further, defining humor, illuminating its power in communication, and providing guidelines and suggestions to help you be successful in your humor in your speeches. Nancy's goals are to keep eye contact with you, even while cycling through a variety of supporting backgrounds and peeking at her notes. Be sure to set your view to speaker view now. Nancy's time is 5 to 7 minutes. Her speech is entitled "The Power of Humor is No Joke." Let's welcome Nancy.
Having just a few technical difficulties. Maybe if I was patient, this would not happen. Let us see. One more try. If not, darn, my slides were so cool. They were absolutely so cool. That's okay, because I will still use them. Just you won't be able to see them. Humor. We love to laugh. We laugh all the time. I laugh so much, it's actually gotten me in trouble. I used to be a radio announcer, and they were having a contest. They recorded my coworker, Terry, laughing and giggling. And when someone in the audience would hear this recording during someone's show, they were supposed to call in and win a prize. I got called all through my show because apparently I laugh all the time. And it's great. Humor is a story with a twist or a surprise that makes us laugh. One time, my father came into dinner. We were all 6 kids. I can't even remember. 6 kids, mom, dad comes in. We're all sitting down at the big table for dinner. My dad looks down at his plate and he just loses it. We've had the same thing every night. I am so tired of having this thing again and again and again. Well, it was a tomato-based meal, but we've had a variety of those interspersed with other stuff. It just wasn't true. I am so tired of having this again and again. My poor mother. Finally, he was spent. The anger done. And my brother George turns around and he says, "So where have you been eating?" Yeah. Humor, that little surprise at the end that we like so much. I found a quote that works really well that I just loved. A funny story, a clever joke, or wordplay is a gift the speaker gives to their audience, and laughter is the gift returned. How beautiful is that? We're a funny group. We laugh all the time. Lynn, the master of puns and wordplay. Callie adds humor. Maria, Amy, Nitin, so many, too many to tell you, because we all do it naturally. We're very comfortable, but humor can be used in almost any speech. Now, humor is a very powerful communication tool. Robert is one of the funniest people I know. So when Robert speaks, whether it's an evaluation, a speech, or a Toastmaster last week, when Robert speaks, I get really quiet and I listen very carefully. I'm sure Barb does the same thing. And for those of you who don't know, Barb and Robert are married. I'm sure she does the same thing. Humor is a bridge between the speaker and the audience. But what it does is the audience comes over to your side when you use humor. That's a very effective bridge. Humor also breaks down barriers to new ideas, new viewpoints. It can be very effectively done. And the master of this was President Ronald Reagan. Oh my goodness, he was the humorist in chief. If you want humor, look for Ronald Reagan quotes and you will laugh. He poked fun at himself. He said, if there's a national emergency, I want them to wake me up no matter what, even if I'm in a cabinet meeting. He poked fun at his opponents and the government. One of his most famous quotes is, "The most terrifying 9 words in the English language: I'm from the government and I'm here to help." But he was not afraid to use humor in very polarizing subjects like abortion. He said, "I notice that everyone who is for abortion has already been born." Our humorist in chief. Now, it's a story. Even the smallest joke that you can tell is a story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you fill it in with your mind. What do you call an old snowman? Water. Look at all the pictures that came up in your mind. Humor is universal. Jokes are not. And it's a good thing to know your audience. I was a panel presenter at a regional conference invited by the Office of Superintendent for Public Instruction. And I told a joke and it fell completely flat. I have a pretty good sense of humor. I still can't figure out what went on. I didn't get a laugh. There were probably 40 people in the room, even a smile. So they say, don't start your speech with a joke, because if that happens, you are just scrambling for the rest of your speech and you may or may not recover. Know your audience. Know that that thing is going to fall flat. You don't want anybody confused or offended. So make it pretty generic, pretty universal. But at the same time, make it personal. Make it something that resonates with you. If you find it funny, in most circumstances, other people will find it funny too. And your sense of humor says a lot about yourself. I believe that every speech you give tells us about you. It reveals quite a bit about you, and humor is no exception. And humorous speeches have something in common with regular speeches, and that is that they have a message. You should have a theme. Your goal is to make them laugh the whole time. If that's the case, you still need a message. And that message should be balanced with humor. So it goes back and forth because there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Also, take your time. Take your time telling your joke, telling your story, and don't step on your laughter. If people are laughing, don't speak until they're done, which is really challenging in Zoom because I can't hear you. And are you really done? I have to look at all the little squares. So it gets a little challenging. Use body language, use facial expressions and gestures. And if you're an in-person, use your whole body to convey your humor. And save the best for last. If you're telling stories, don't tell your funniest one at the beginning. Save it to the very end, or your best joke. Today, we've gone through what humor is, the powerhouse that it is for communication, and also some guidelines of what to do and what not to do. And for save the best for last, how many Toastmasters does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3. 1 to do it, 1 to applaud, and 1 to evaluate. Toastmaster.